Well, cast your mind back to February last year and you may remember the excitement when NASA successfully landed its Perseverance rover on Mars. Well,
the parachute has deployed and we are seeing significant deceleration.
Beaming back real footage of a Mars landing as NASA's Perseverance rover was lowered onto the Martian surface.
Set out and buckle up for a thrilling voyage across the Martian unknowns and on an interplanetary journey with NASA's Mars Perseverance, fondly called Percy. Percy's cosmic adventures in Jezero Crater were launched on July 30th, 2020, to answer Mars's greatest mystery. This little space probe just sent stunning images from Mars to the Earth, captivating worldwide interest. What otherworldly wonders will Percy reveal? And will we finally interpret Mars's cosmic code? Is there life on Mars? Join us as we discover the latest shocking images of Martian life sent by Perseverance Rover. Is there life on Mars? Exploring the fascinating possibilities raised by Percy's findings on Mars, we consider the possibility of life from another planet and the possibility of human residence on the red planet. Scientists have aroused fascination by speculating on the possibility of Martians or other creatures on Mars. Scientists are usually the bearers of well-researched facts. The finding of ingredients necessary for life on Earth, such as water, on the surface of Mars provides the basis for such speculation. Astrobiologists compare Earth and Mars, speculating that water was crucial in forming Earth's evolutionary past, so it would have been equally important in fostering the origin of life on Mars. NASA's 2020 Mars mission, which aimed to accomplish several goals, including gathering geological samples and investigating the surface topography, gave rise to the idea. Questions concerning the potential for alien life surface as we go through the abundance of information that Percy has acquired, leading us to wonder if the red planet may someday serve as a haven for humanity. The notion that Mars may provide favorable circumstances for supporting life is what has people so enthralled with the thought of moving there. The appeal of colonizing other planets remains even when scientists advise against making unduly optimistic predictions. Examining the possibility of past or present life on Mars was the main goal of the rover mission. Scientists identified the most suitable places as those with a history of water presence. This decision was made with the knowledge that areas near lakes or other bodies of water may have supported the most conducive environments for life. Investigating these regions provides information on the likelihood of previous habitability and the possible presence of microbiological life. By concentrating on areas where there has previously been water on Mars, the rover hopes to find hints that might solve some of the planet's long-standing riddles and offer important data for continuing investigation into the possibility of life on Mars. Jezero, which means watering Scandinavian, was carefully selected as the landing location for Perseverance in 2021 because of its geological importance. It was thought to have originally supported a lake because of its position inside this crater, which made it a prime site for investigation. The scientific mission of Percy was launched after it made a successful landing at the Jezero Crater in February of 2021. The landing site was dubbed the Octavia E. Butler Landing Site for the late African-American science fiction writer. This recognition highlights the relationship between science and creativity and is a worthy homage to a visionary who experimented with hypothetical futures. NASA scientists suggested that Jezero Crater may have been home to Mars's longest river, implying a dynamic history for the Martian surface. The belief in the existence of a lake for billions of years corresponds to estimations that the red planet has existed for around 4.6 billion years, which is comparable to Earth's age. The choice of Jezero Crater as the landing location indicates a strategic decision motivated by the desire to learn more about Mars's ancient history and prospects for previous habitability. The presence of a lake, along with the geological characteristics of the crater, presents Perseverance with a once-in-a-lifetime chance to investigate and gather samples that might hold critical insights about the red planet's development. Perseverance is ready to explore the Octavia Elizabeth Butler landing site and begin to solve some of the planet's mysteries. It will provide important information to advance humanity's knowledge of our neighbor and possibly even light up a larger cosmic story that both Earth and Mars share. There's a fascinating chance that life existed, possibly even continues, on Mars. Perseverance uses an advanced spectrometer, hilariously called Sherlock, that is made expressly to look for chemicals and organics to investigate this. This tiny ultraviolet instrument carefully examines the materials taken from the red planet to find evidence of light life and livable ecosystems. Sherlock is a key player in the mission, exploring the Martian landscape in search of hints that can change our perception of the planet's past and the possibility of life. The excitement for possible discoveries about the history of Mars and the presence of organic chemicals, which might open up doors in the continuous research of our neighboring celestial world, grows as the rover conscientiously stores samples and Sherlock carefully examines them. The Mars Expedition. The mission to Mars is an amazing feat, requiring more than 293 million miles through space over 7 months. Perseverance was not alone in its difficult mission. It was accompanied by the first helicopter transported to another planet, appropriately known as Ingenuity. This little helicopter is crucial in demonstrating the potential of powered flight in the low Martian environment. The success of Ingenuity's missions represented a historic milestone and opened up new possibilities for future Mars exploration efforts. The flights by Ingenuity have been a technological wonder, stretching the limits of aviation in the strange Martian environment. These successes opened the door for creative missions, enabling us to travel farther, study a wider range of terrains, and confirm the viability of airborne exploration on Mars. The joint endeavors of the Perseverance Rover and the Ingenuity helicopter represent noteworthy advancements in broadening our comprehension of Mars and enhancing the capacities for forthcoming missions. Landing on Mars. Perseverance executed a risk-taking and complex landing procedure on February 18, 2021, known as the 7 Minutes of Terror. Various carefully planned procedures, including deploying a supersonic parachute, a sky crane that gradually lowered the rover, and a soft landing on the Martian surface, were part of this crucial phase. In the Jezero Crater, a location selected because it was thought to have supported a lava and possible signs of ancient microbial life, Perseverance made its historic touchdown. The 7 Minutes of Terror demanded accuracy, demonstrating NASA's engineering skills and technological competence. Perseverance arrived at the Jezero Crater, successfully navigating the harsh Martian atmosphere. This began an ambitious mission to study a region rich in astrobiological and geological importance. The choice of the site was motivated by scientific expectations of finding hints regarding the ancient history of Mars and its possible previous habitability, highlighting the rover's contribution to deepening our knowledge of the mysterious past of the red planet. Why is organic material important to NASA? Identifying organic materials on September 15th by mission management of Perseverance increased the mission's relevance on Mars. This carbon-based substance, essential to life as we know it, is usually found in plants and animals' excrement or decomposing carcasses. Perseverance traveled 8 kilometers and gathered samples from several ridges during its systematic study of the Jezero Crater. The discovery became well known when 2 particular samples, obtained from Skinner's Ridge and Wildcat Ridge, stood out for having the greatest concentration of organic materials yet discovered on Mars. The possibility of past or current life on the red planet is further sparked by this finding, which offers an array of possibilities. The discovery of organic materials adds a new dimension to the mission's goals by highlighting the significance of Perseverance in solving Mars's mysteries and providing essential information for our comprehension of alien settings. The rover continues on its voyage, leaving a trail of astounding discoveries in its wake as scientists investigate the ramifications of these findings in greater detail. Sunanda Sharma, an instrument scientist for Perseverance, has argued that the higher quantities of organic materials identified by Percy are an important hint in the mission's attempt to look for life on Mars. Perseverance has gathered samples from several areas, including Skinner's Ridge and Wildcat Ridge, where the amounts of organic matter were noticeably high using the 43 sample tubes presently available. Of these, only 25 are planned to be stored in the rover, which is the size of a vehicle. At a critical point in the mission's procedure, the organic matter that has been stored will be turned over to Lander, the sample retriever. The samples will travel back to Earth for a thorough analysis by scientists after being safely transported. The results of this detailed investigation should provide further light on the nature of Mars's history, its capacity to support life, and other unanswered questions about the planet. The Perseverance rover's finding of organic materials on Mars represents a critical turning point in NASA and the European Space Agency's cooperative endeavor. The discovery's significance is evocative of the historic day in 1996 when David Mackay and his colleagues unveiled evidence that raised the prospect of life on Mars. Scientists are investigating the significance of discovering that organic stuff has been found on Mars, which adds to the mystery surrounding the planet. This multi-decade joint exploration emphasizes the ongoing effort to solve the mysteries of Mars and determine whether or not it formerly supported life. As scientific undertakings progress, the joint efforts of space agencies help us better understand the mysterious nature of our planet's neighbor. According to David Mackay and his colleagues, the evidence fundamental to the claim of possible Martian life is packed in a spectacular rock known as ALH 84001. Scientists believe this particular rock, carefully stored and nestled on a pillow, is worth more than gold. It is thought that ALH 84001 is a piece of Martian rock that traveled through space and ended up in Antarctica, where scientists on snowboards found it. Mackay showed this amazing space rock, sparking discussions on the potential of life on Mars. But rather than bringing the scientific community together, the findings stoked a rift. Both the general public and Mackay's fellow scientists responded with doubt. The wide range of viewpoints generated by the open discussion panel highlighted the scientific rigor needed to investigate such deep universe questions, while also highlighting the complexity and uncertainty surrounding the subject of alien life. During the debates over Martian life, William Schopp felt compelled to clarify what some saw as the idealization of everyday rocks. He stressed that, although fascinating, the finding of organic materials did not provide concrete evidence of living Martian organisms today. The scientific community is split 75% of the time regarding viewpoints. The overwhelming consensus is that life lived on Mars 3.6 billion years ago when the Jezero Crater began to dry up. This is around billions of years ago in geological time. Time-wise, this fits well with the red planet's geological past. On the other hand, some scientists are open to the possibility that life may exist on Mars today. This division highlights the necessity for continual research and analysis to determine the existence and kind of life beyond Earth. It represents the uncertainty and complexity surrounding our knowledge of Mars' past and present. Armed with a variety of tools, such as cameras, microphones, and samplers, Perseverance is on a mission to investigate and solve the mysteries of the red planet, even if a tiny percentage, in the single digits, may entertain the doubt that Mars has ever supported life. The rover will gather more than 43 stored samples from the Martian surface and record frequency waves with great care while looking for signs of oxygen. In February 2021, Perseverance's arrival on Mars was accompanied by the deployment of a smaller partner, the drone known as Ingenuity. Entrusted with the mission of gathering data and taking airborne samples, Ingenuity has made an astounding 29 global flights. Ingenuity has turned it into an unanticipated mission star. Making history, it demonstrated powered flight for the first time in the Martian environment, demonstrating that controlled flight is possible in Mars's thin atmosphere. The helicopter's ability to take breathtaking pictures of the Martian environment has made it a valued tool beyond its aviation achievements. Furthermore, Ingenuity has been crucial in mission planning to help the rover scout and explore previously unexplored places. Ingenuity's recent powered flight tests have opened up new possibilities for Martian exploration. The helicopter improves the rover's capabilities by giving it a view from above, which helps us get a deeper knowledge of the red planet's topography. Once an experimental addition, Ingenuity's surprising triumphs highlight the flexibility and inventiveness of NASA's missions. Today, it serves as an essential instrument for scientific research on Mars. The distinctive viewpoint from the helicopter is expected to provide fresh information as the mission progresses and enhance Perseverance's historic trip as a whole. Though small, Ingenuity is proud to have flown on Mars for the greatest period, providing vital information to the larger mission. Perseverance and Ingenuity work in a highly coordinated endeavor that uses state-of-the-art technology to solve Mars-related puzzles and offer a thorough grasp of the planet's atmosphere and geology. Could Percy cover Martian life? So far, we've examined the workings of the automobile-sized rover, well-equipped with various cutting-edge instruments, and the importance of space rocks that are a lot of fuss. Let's face the evident truth, though. The excitement would surpass a small amount of organic matter found in rocks behind the walls of a crater that has dried up if we told anyone that the Mars rover had found evidence suggesting that life may exist on the red planet. This imaginative turn seeks to introduce a hint of science fiction into the story, shifting the focus from biological materials found in rocks to the dramatic idea that Martians may colonize Earth. By highlighting the fascinating nature of space exploration and the limitless opportunities that lie ahead in our quest to solve the secrets of the universe, this playful shift aims to bring a future yet amusing aspect to the conversation. In the actual world, the evidence manifests as a startling discovery in the shape of a Martian fossil. After the initial shock wore off, space agencies would have to make important judgments and have conversations about unexplored subjects. The main question that would come up would be the significant effects on Earth. One of the primary objectives of the Mars 2020 mission is the confirmation of life on Mars, which would drastically change our understanding of the cosmos. It challenges assumptions and changes our perception of the universe by implying the presence or historical existence of living forms other than humans. This enormous finding not only forces us to reconsider our role in the universe, but also ushers in a new period of inquiry and reflection by revealing the possibility of life's connectivity throughout the immense expanse of the cosmos. Similar beings to Earth may live on several planets, each with unique lifestyles and food sources. The topic of where life originated initially is profoundly raised by the existence of life on Mars, whether in the past or now. Scientists have been debating this question in great detail. The consensus is that all life originated from a single process, starting with unicellular creatures that developed into multicellular species, thereby starting the complex processes of evolution. This story becomes more difficult when finding life elsewhere, especially on Mars, which doubts our theory of the universe's beginnings. It raises questions about how life functions on different celestial bodies and draws attention to the possibility of common evolutionary paths that cut beyond planet borders. In addition to advancing our knowledge of the red planet, Mars exploration advances the larger effort to solve the mysteries surrounding the origins of life on Earth. The genesis of life on Mars could have been comparable to that of life on Earth, but there would have been one important difference. It might have come before life on Earth. This theory presents the fascinating theory that the origins of human history may be traced to a meteor strike on Earth from Mars. It's possible that this extraterrestrial visitor brought organic materials with it, which ignited the transition of single-celled creatures into multicellular ones and initiated life on Earth. Or the story may be told in reverse, with life on Earth first and then spreading to Mars. The idea that life most likely originated on Mars is supported by an analysis of Percy's findings, which include craters, deserts, and the overall geological patterns of a planet that appears to be desolate. Based on the rover's discoveries, the red planet's geological characteristics make a strong case for the likelihood that life existed before Earth. The story of life's beginnings on Earth and beyond is transformed by this fascinating investigation, which also deepens our grasp of the universe's capacity for life. The prospect of human settlement on Mars has caught the interest of many, thanks in part to the ambitious aspirations of multibillionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk. Musk's constant activities, which he frequently shares on Twitter, have divided opinion on whether they are serious projects or the whims of a wealthy guy looking for a new interest. Regardless of the skepticism that occasionally follows Musk's Twitter ramblings, it's critical to remember that he has established his stature as a revolutionary figure via a unique combination of invention and quirkiness. Elon Musk's endeavors go beyond conventional expectations, pushing the limits of what is deemed feasible. From electric automobiles to space exploration with SpaceX, his undertakings demonstrate an innovative attitude that defies traditional standards. While his views may arouse suspicion, they also stir debate about the future of human travel, technological advances, and the possibility of interplanetary life. Musk's effect on numerous sectors remains obvious, sparking reflection on the transformational potential of unorthodox thinking in determining the future of technology and human life, whether regarded with suspicion or respect. The possibility of life on Mars was discussed in 1996, giving a multi-billionaire visionary plenty of motivation. Inspired by the idea that Mars may support life, this person founded SpaceX in 2002. This space manufacturing corporation, led by the visionary, has the very ambitious objective of colonizing Mars as its primary purpose. With time, more and more people have shown interest in joining the ranks of those who may be the first to live on the red planet, possibly even to profit from its unexplored potential. The scientific community is still wary, though, and probably advises against the idea of long-term human life on Mars. The dangers and hurdles of maintaining human life on Mars are enormous, despite the idea's attraction and the enthusiasm of entrepreneurs around it. The scientific viewpoint highlights the difficulties in adjusting to the hostile Martian environment and calls for a thorough evaluation of the feasibility and practicality of such initiatives. Although the possibility of life on Mars is undoubtedly revolutionary, there may need to be more grounds for Earth's population to think about leaving their home planet. This resistance may have origins in Mars's symbolic representation of decay, a planet devoid of water and unable to support life on the same scale as Earth. The glaring differences in the environments on Mars and Earth further support the uncertainty. The atmosphere and terrain of Mars provide significant obstacles to human settlement. The planet's thin atmosphere is deficient in oxygen, which is essential for human living, and its absence of water raises questions about how life might continue there. In contrast to Earth, where an abundance of these necessary components fosters a varied and flourishing ecosystem, Mars offers a hostile and uninhabitable environment for people. Despite the attraction of possible Martian life, the natural circumstances on Earth, with its life-sustaining atmosphere and plentiful water supplies, make the idea of permanently moving to Mars appear less feasible and appealing. The extreme difficulties presented by Mars's environmental constraints highlight the special circumstances that make Earth a particularly livable and comfortable place for humans to live. In addition, the cosmic radiation levels on Mars are absurdly high and potentially lethal for humans. This makes it unlikely that humans will ever step foot on the planet, which puts a big stop to the possibilities of interplanetary colonization that have been imagined. Interestingly, this insight casts doubt on the 2015 movie The Martian, which centers on a human character who struggles to live on Mars. Turning our attention from the difficulties of human existence on Mars to the fantastical, there is room for conjecture over the look of a Martian. There are many other twisted interpretations, but common ones usually include wrinkly, bug-eyed creatures. People's imaginations generate different pictures, which reflect the mystery and uncertainty surrounding the possibility of alien life on Mars. The desire to comprehend Martian life, whether actual or imagined, keeps sparking human interest and drives scientific research, despite the harsh reality of cosmic radiation now discouraging human travel. The idea of Martian existence transcends reality and tends more toward Hollywood's use of shock value. There may be environmental influences if we think about how they look. Given that diet and exercise impact height, and these variables may differ in the Martian environment, it is conceivable that Martians are taller than humans. However, considering the ignorance of the genetic components, this conjecture is based only on extrapolation. Regarding alien biology, seeing Martians as enormous creatures is an original viewpoint. It is important to acknowledge that these thoughts are theoretical, since we do not yet know the true nature of circumstances on Mars. The notion of taller Martians is a thought experiment that explores possible adaptations to an alien environment. Hollywood sometimes exaggerates events for dramatic effect. The progress of scientific investigation might reveal the truth about Martian circumstances and provide light on potential life forms on the red planet. According to this innovative investigation, Martians may be considered tall creatures molded by their necessity to travel throughout their planet in quest of scarce food supplies. The evolution of a larger height might have been prompted in this hypothetical scenario by competition among Martians for limited food supplies. An additional layer to the hypothetical picture of Martians is the thought of wrinkles, similar to a prune. But it's still up for debate whether or not Martians are wrinkly beings. With this imaginative thought exercise, environmental consideration is essential. Earth is closer to the Sun than Mars is, at 222 million kilometers, compared to 148 million kilometers for Earth. Although Mars is typically portrayed as a desert, it is colder than Earth, which may impact how Martian life evolved. One important component of Martians' evolutionary growth may have been adjusting to the colder Martian climate if they lacked body hair. These theories underscore the fascinating possibilities of extraterrestrial life, but they are based more on creative inquiry than scientific assurance. Even though Martians are sometimes portrayed as fanciful in popular culture, thinking about what they would be like provides an interesting prism to examine the possible adaptations of life on far-off worlds. As part of the Mars 2020 mission, NASA's car-sized Mars rover Perseverance joins the rover family and works to discover the secrets of the red planet. Although the thought of Martians may make one feel incredibly vulnerable, likely, their creation would not have been possible in Earth-like settings due to the Martian environment. Perseverance has accomplished a notable feat in the search for extraterrestrial life by successfully gathering organic materials from the Martian surface. It does not, however, offer conclusive proof of Martian life. Sunanda Sharma pointed out that it's a positive move in the right direction, pushing the investigation toward deeper comprehension. Throughout 598 sols, or 653 Earth days, the rover, who went by Percy, traveled significantly on Mars. The rover's resilience to the hostile Martian environment and meticulous collection of useful data indicate its durability and effectiveness. Perseverance's mission is to examine the Martian surface thoroughly, and he is scheduled to return to Earth in 2033. Its main goal is to determine whether life exists on Mars. The possibility that life exists on the red planet is yet unproven. Still, the rover's tenacity and scientific pursuits drive humanity's search for solutions in the vast and mysterious world across the star. The Mars Space Probe expedition represents a remarkable achievement in cosmic exploration. Priceless insights into Mars's ancient history and topography have been proactively provided by it, and its search for signs of past life may change our understanding of the cosmos. The power of human progress, international collaboration, and our insatiable curiosity about the universe are all present in this endeavor. Being diligent is more than just meandering. It's a symbol of our commitment to going above and beyond the call of duty to unlock the mysteries of the cosmos. Images from Mars aren't the only shocking thing going on right now. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. And while you're still here, click the video on your screen for more mind-blowing videos.